Today, I'm going to go over why I think this Delonghi Magnificent Start is the best fully automatic espresso machine you can buy in 2026. I'm also going to pull the Brew Group out, and that's going to show you what makes the difference between this machine and the competitors in the same price range and why I chose this machine. Let's get started. This is what's known as the Brew Group. It's in all the fully automatic espresso machines, and it's the most important part. What makes these different is the components. In here, and I'll put a picture up, that you can see there's a stainless steel filter. This area gets packed with the grounds, and then the hot water is pushed through, and then it comes out the bottom and it goes into your cup. In a Philips machine, this piece is plastic and it has larger holes. That's the difference. This is a much better quality part. Being stainless steel, it's going to last longer, and those holes aren't going to change in size being steel instead of plastic. When we look at the Jura machine, it has a stainless steel piece here in its brew group, but you can't get to it. This one, I can clean it daily if I want, but generally I just clean it weekly. So that's one of the main differences between the three machines. On this Delonghi machine, one of the things I really like is how easy it is to get this brew group out. Remove the water tank. You just open this cover here. The machine has to be powered off to do this. It won't let you in there because the brew group isn't in the right position unless the power is off. So power it off, remove the water tank. There's two buttons there, red buttons. You just squeeze them together and it slides right out. Take it to the sink, rinse it off, and then you can just squeeze the two buttons and you slide it back in. Close the cover. And the water tank has a really nice little feature that makes it easy to install. It's this right here. You can see there's a tab there for your finger. You just hold that under your finger and the other end here, and then that allows you to hold it while you're sliding it into this track. You can line it up a lot easier and slide it in. A really great feature. Let's talk about beans again. To get a good espresso shot with the flavor you want in your coffee, you need good beans. So don't buy bulk brand beans. I know it's tempting because the price is really good, but choose a really good high quality bean and you'll get the good flavor that you're looking for. The first recommendation I have is Kicking Horse brand. You can find it on sale often. It's sold in all the grocery stores in Canada. In the US, it's sold in Whole Foods and it's sold at Target. In both countries, it's sold on Amazon.com and Amazon.ca, and often it's on discount for both those sites. The other brand I recommend in Canada is Grumpy Monkey. It's a small independent roaster that gets its beans from Colombia. Notice the cup, Colombia. My wife is from Colombia, and when I flew for the airline, I spent a lot of time in Colombia. So I do have an affinity for their coffee. So the beans are brought up green, and the independent roaster there, Grumpy Monkey, roasts them here in Canada and sells them in small batches. So it's got good quality control. It's pesticide free as well, and fair trade. Both of them are fair trade here. So choose a good bean, and that's going to make a big difference in your coffee. For Grumpy Monkey, I'm going to put a link in the description so you can get a direct link to their site. Here's my story to prove that those three important things are really what matters. I did a blind coffee taste test between a Seiko machine that was $500, my first machine I ever owned, and the second machine I bought, which was a $1,500 Jura C60 model. I had a buddy come over and we made a cup of coffee from each one. One of us sat out in the dining room, the other one made the coffees in the kitchen, brought them in, and at the end we both couldn't tell the difference between the two of them. So we finally said, okay, just pick one of them. So we both picked the mug of coffee that came from the $500 Seiko machine. So if you've got good beans, the grinder set right, and the right temperature water coming through your boiler, you're going to get a good cup of coffee. The point is, you don't need to spend thousands of dollars to get a good cup of coffee and a decent machine. $1,000 mark is pretty much going to get you a really good cup of coffee these days. The rest of it is just marketing. Here are a few tips on using the espresso machine and how to get a really clean cup of coffee. The first will be the cup of coffee. For me, I choose to make 2 espresso shots and then just add boiling water to it, and you get a really nice flavorful cup of coffee. If you're out with friends that drag you to a coffee shop that you don't like because the coffee there is too bitter, ask them for Americano. I think you'll find that it'll be a much cleaner, less bitter coffee. Now, we're going to look at how to use this steam wand. Let's set up for that. First thing that's important when making frothing milk with any of these machines is one, use a stainless steel mug first of all, keep it in the fridge. It should be nice and cold, and then use at least a minimum of 2% milk. 1% milk is going to be very difficult to froth. I like this machine because it has just enough bar pressure to actually do a reasonable job at frothing milk. Now, whole milk is going to work better. And the next thing we're going to do for this machine is we're going to remove this just aesthetic silver piece here, and it's going to do a much better job with just the tip going into the cup. When you pour the milk in, there's a measuring scale on the inside. You can't see it initially, it's very hard, but once you get some milk in there, the reflection is really good and you can see it. I use about 80 to 100 millimeters maximum to froth in this smaller container. So the next thing is you're going to hit the steam button, and you don't turn this knob until the lights all stop flashing except for the steam light. When the steam light is the last one, then we're going to actually take this mug, just a spare mug, because as soon as we turn this on, there's the beep, it's going to drain some water. And you don't want that water draining into your stainless steel mug where you have your milk, or it's going to water it right down and you're going to have a really tough time to steam it. So put in about 80 to 100 milliliters. I'll just push the button again now. It's flashing already right away. Tilt the cup like this. I push it out to the side here. I tilt it back and I put the tip sort of in the center and halfway between the edge and the center. So it's tilted back and it should start a vortex. I will open it up and you're going to hear the sound here. You want to hear it crackling like that. Now, as the milk turns to froth, it's going to grow and you're just going to continuously lower this down. And then at a point, you want to hear that crackling sound a bit. This takes time and practice. You're not going to get it the first time off. Okay, when you feel it too hot to touch on the side of the mug, you see my right hand on the mug there, that's time to turn it off. Thanks for watching this video. I hope you got something out of it. If you did, please leave me a like. If you want to subscribe to similar content, check out my page. You can subscribe. If you want to see how this machine comes apart, I did a video on taking it apart just to clean the infuser that's inside here. It sometimes gets a little gungy after a couple of years. There should be a link up here to that video. They'll definitely be in my content page if it's not up there. You might have a leak in your machine, leaking water on the table. That's a common problem. You have to get these machines apart. Even if it's not this particular model, they all come apart in a similar fashion, and that video will help you out. Thanks again for watching. Have a great day.